Okay. And that is actually the first thing that, that I want to tell everyone. And that is that we will be recording this session to be able to share it later. Good evening. My name is Angela Wilson. I'm a board member with the Association for Youth Empowerment. And we are very excited to welcome you here tonight on this Emerging Leaders Showcase. This is something that we started last year in November. Actually, Giving Tuesday was our first one, I believe. And we are excited that we've been able to continue this and hope to continue it into the future. I'm going to just run down, give you a sense of what the agenda is going to be like tonight, and then we're going to get going. We're going to have the two partner organizations that host this event, introduce the organizations first of all, and then I'll share just a little bit of the norms for the night. And then we're going to ask all of you, our guests, to also introduce yourselves, just 30 seconds. You don't have to, feel threatened that you have to give your life story. We just want to know who each other is. And then we're going to share just a little bit about what the intent of this dialogue is and why we're doing this. And then we'll go right into our presentations by our two showcase participants. Following each one, there'll be an opportunity for Q&A. And then we have some acknowledgements, and we'll talk about an opportunity to support their work. And then we'll just wrap up with some next steps, sharing of some next steps, okay? All right, so very good. So I'm gonna invite Will Pointer, who is with the Better Detroit Youth Movement. If you would introduce that Better Detroit Youth Movement organization to everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angela. My name is Will Pointer, and I am one of the co-directors. I have another co-director, is Ruben Gordon, that's on with us tonight. And a little bit about the Better Detroit Youth Movement. We are a nonprofit, volunteer-driven coalition of incredible individuals and great groups working together to improve the quality of life and learning for and with our young generation every day. We partner with organizations like the Association for Youth Empowerment and look at creating like what things do the youth or what things do the community need to actually have that manifest itself in reality. That's a little bit about our organization.
Thank you very much, Will.
Welcome.
All right, and this showcase is a partnership with Better Detroit Youth Movement and the Association for Youth Empowerment. And I am going to ask Jen Young, who is the Secretary for Association for Youth Empowerment, and I think a founding board member, right? To share a little bit about the background for the organization.
Oh, I can't claim to be one of the founding members, but have been privileged to be with the organization for a few years. So Association for Youth Empowerment is dedicated to challenging and empowering young people to create the beloved community. We partner with community leaders and organizations who share a common mission of recognizing social oppression, fostering respect, acceptance, and compassion in our family, schools, and communities. So breaking that down, we primarily partner with people who make a difference in the lives of youth, mentors, teachers, educators, or individuals like yourself, and provide transformational leadership development programs and making those accessible for youth and their families and communities.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jen. Appreciate that. So now you know who we are. I want to share just real quickly what our norms are for tonight. This being a virtual event, we're on Zoom now. We've all probably gotten pretty used to this approach to meetings during this pandemic, but just to make sure we're on the same page, we ask that you keep your microphone muted when you're not speaking. We also asked if you would, I see some people are not yet, but if you could turn your cameras on so that we see each other and can be related as if we were in a room together. We want to really feel like we're together as we're, participating in this event. We ask that you hold your questions until the appropriate time, which may be the end of a presentation, or there may be an appropriate gap. I'll be honest, if it feels to me like maybe people didn't understand based on the looks on their faces, I may pause the conversation and get some clarity for everybody. And then you can also, if you desire, you can type your questions into the chat box if you don't want to ask them out loud, or you can raise your hand if you're on a phone, raising your hand is *9. If you're on a computer, the chat, if you move your mouse, you usually can see the chat button at the bottom, and it'll let you type your chat, type your questions there. If you want to raise your hand, there's a couple ways to do that. You can go click participants, and next to your name, a button that says more will come up, and you'll be able to raise your hand. Or you can just use the reactions, and under reactions, there's a thumbs up, there's a hand. It really probably is clapping. You can use one of those symbols if you want to be recognized as well. Okay. And then we already said that we're recording, and we appreciate that. If you don't want to be recorded, then I guess it's okay to keep your camera off. But we appreciate it if you would turn your cameras on so we can all be here together in this room. Okay. Now we'd like to ask everyone here to introduce themselves, like a 30-second sort of, who you are, who invited you on this call, or why you chose to participate, on this showcase, or why you chose to participate tonight. And maybe because with Zoom, we don't all see the same screen, I'm going to suggest we use this popcorn technique where one person introduces themselves and then they call on the next person to go until we get to everybody, okay? And who do I see first? Peggy, do you mind going first? Okay, let's start with Peggy.
Hi, my name is Peggy Box, and I've been working with AYE since I retired. It's been about 8 years now, maybe more. And primarily I've been working with Hazel Park and AYE's Challenge Day and Empowerment Zone. And it's been absolutely life-changing and transformational for me. And I just miss those kids so much this last year with COVID. So anyway, I'm happy to be here tonight, and thank you very much for this invite, and looking forward tonight.
All right, and you get to select the next person.
All right, Will's next to me, so I'll popcorn it to Will.
Thank you, Peggy. My name is Will Pointer, and I am an educator by trade. I'm right out of the Washington, D.C. Center. And as I said before, I'm one of the co-directors of the Better Detroit Youth Movement. And this gives me pleasure in basically being able to give back to the community of Detroit, who has given so much to me, and support those emerging leaders and projects, telling the positive stories about Detroit instead of just all of the things that are sensational. And it really, it inspires me to work with absolutely dynamic partners in being able to have this as an opportunity and to continue it. So that's a little bit about me.
Who would you like to
popcorn, Jeff.
Thanks, Will. My name is Jeff Gabrielson. I'm a board member on the Association for Youth Empowerment. What do I want to say? So I'm a connector. So one of the things that I really enjoy as a board member is to connect people with resources. And so I get excited no matter what it is. When people tell me what they're up to, it gives me the opportunity to express myself. And so that could look like money, that could look like time, that could look like a million things. And so youth are a focal point in my life. I'm a father of 3, but to make a difference in the life of a young person really makes me come alive inside. And so it's an honor to be a part of AYE and to be a part of being here tonight. And I mean that sincerely. It helps me wake up in the morning and feel good about waking up. So with that, I will go to Ruben.
Good evening, everyone. Again, I am at Meijer shopping, so I didn't want to show my face because you'd see a handsome cashier and a lot of people vying over the cucumbers like me. I am proud to be a partner, co-director with the Better Detroit Youth Movement, work with wonderful people like Mr. Pointer. And I'm equally proud to be a part of this program with AYE, because I think when I look at how we better enrich our young generation, collaboration is a vital, essential part of that component. And so we are not only setting an example for young people to realize their greatness and have opportunities to manifest their greatness. But equally important is to set an example for other YSIs and YSOs and CBOs in terms of the value and power of working together and lifting together. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this call. I will be in my car in about 10 minutes and I'll let you see my ugly mug then. And I pass the baton on to, I don't know who I pass the baton on to. Has everybody introduced themselves?
No, can you see the screen or no?
Yeah, I can see Peggy and Angela and Will.
Okay, we already went. I'll pick somebody for you. Is that okay?
Please, I'd be honored.
Okay, all right. Vito, do you want to go next?
I knew in my heart you were going to make me go next.
I saw you take the drink of water. I thought you might be ready.
It's blue juice. It's blue juice.
Uh-oh, blue juice.
I'm Vito. I work at Ferndale Electric. I serve on the board of the United States Green Building Council, Detroit, and Voices for Earth Justice, also in Detroit. I'm here because people like Jen and other people have turned me on to AYE. I believe the children are our future, as was once said in a song. I've truly come to believe that the youth, particularly teens and people in their 20s, really are the future in a very literal way, and we need to support them and help them however we can.
Great, thank you very much. And who would you like to go next?
Camille.
Camille McMurtry, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, posted in the chat.
Oh, she posted it in the chat.
She's saying that she's unable to use her mic. So if you want, I'm one of her. I know I can read it if you like, or unless you want to, Miss Angela.
Go ahead.
All right, she said, I'm unable to use my mic right now, but my name is Camille McMurtry, and I am an intern with Henry Ford Health Systems Generation with Promise program.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Welcome, Camille.
And I will go after her since
Why Price? Why don't you go? Huh?
Yes,
Why
so
don't you go next.
Okay, so my name is Yvonne Price, and I am still somewhat working, so I'm going to turn it on to say hi, and then turn it back off so I'm not distracting. I'm a community coordinator from Henry Ford Health Systems Generation with Promise. We do a lot of stuff in the community. We're part of the Community Health, Equity, Wellness, and Diversity Department. And so I know we work with a lot of young people in different schools, in different communities. And I specifically, along with one of my coworkers, work with a group of students known as the Youth Wellness Ambassadors. And so it's an amazing thing to be able to see the emerging leaders, because we promote healthy movement, we promote healthy food, and then we encourage the youth to go out and make change in policy, system, and environment. So it'll be great to be able to participate and see the emerging leaders that we see tonight. And I will pick, because I'm hoping I'm not mispronouncing the name, because I love these beautiful purple locks, Miss Shatan. Is that correct? Please correct me.
Yes. Can you hear me? Am I on mute still? Oh. Y'all can hear me, right? I know my
It's hard to hear you, Shay.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Shatan Dockery. I go by Shay. I am actually presenting tonight, so I will be going deep into who I am in a few. But I am excited to be a part of AYE. I was called on by Angela. And as of now, I am working as a youth coordinator, and youth is my passion, my future, and my present. I'm still so you will hear more about a little more about me in just a few. I pass it to Devon.
Devon Miller. Are you there? You want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, So my name is Devin. Jennifer actually invited me to hop on tonight, and I didn't know too much about the organization because besides the fact that you guys help with emerging leaders, which I consider myself to be one of those. So I'm definitely excited to be able to help volunteer some of my time in any way that I can, so that we can help reach other people in the community that are looking forward to doing some great things.
Okay, great. Thank you, Devin. Would you like to pick who goes next?
Okay, who hasn't went yet?
Let's see. We got Charles, Takesha, Myra.
Takesha.
Takesha, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Takesha Boyer. I am 15 and I attend CMA High School, and I am now part of the National Society High School Honor Society.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations on that. Would you like to select who goes next? If not, let's go to Myra. Myra Snipes, would you introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. I bring you greetings from Akron, Ohio, the home of LeBron James. I'm honored of joining you to support my niece, Ashley Primus. I have a room, her grandmother, her auntie, Kathy, and her first cousin, Aubrey. We're here to join and support. And I work as far as with the mayor for the city of Akron. So I guess I'm here to steal with pride. Any little tips or information you may have, I can bring it to Akron, Ohio, as the manager of the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council.
Great. Thank you very much, Myra. I got children in Akron. We have to talk.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Who would you like to call on next?
Sheila Primus.
Sheila Primus.
Hello, everybody. I'm definitely connected to both organizations. I'm here to support my daughter, Ashley Primus, and my husband, Charles Primus Sr. has been very involved with the organizations for many years. I work at Wayne State University. Even though my background is financial, I'm involved in the community. And my motto every day is, God has given me another day. What am I going to do with that day? I'm excited to be here.
Great, thank you very much. Who would you like to call on next?
Charles Primus.
Okay.
Okay, hello.
No.
Can you hear me? So I am Charles Primus, and
Yes.
I'm also a board member of Association of Youth Empowerment. Have been for several years. So wow, what do I want to say? So I do have an initiative with AYE. It's called Detroit Boys Rock. It's one of the initiatives that it's really starting to get going. And you know, with our golf program, this is the second year we're doing that, and that's going to be an ongoing thing. And that and more. And so essentially the intention of Detroit Boys Rock is for young Black men and boys to discover who and what they are in a powerful way and make powerful connections. That's me. And Angela, I don't know who to pick next, so you're gonna have to pick because I'm on my phone.
Okay, you want to go next, Ashley? Get all the Primuses in a row.
Hello, my name is Ashley Primus, and I also am presenting tonight, so I won't go into depth about who I am until later, but I am serving right now as the Emerging Leader Showcase Coordinator. I am working with both the Association for Youth Empowerment and the Better Detroit Youth Movement to make sure that the Emerging Leader Showcase is successful. And also, being a kid from Detroit, growing up in Detroit, I understand what it's like to go through the constant struggles being a kid in Detroit and not be able to get your voice out there. So me being here today is important so I can use my voice on the platform to make my community better.
Great, thank you. I think Ashia Paul is the last one. Am I missing anyone else? Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi everybody. I didn't show my face. I'm a little busy at the moment. My name is actually Asia. The H is kind of just chilling there. My name is Asia Paul. I am 27. I am actually working at Hurley Dog and Cat Hospital. I actually want to be a veterinarian. I took a break, but now I'm working here, so it's awesome. I am currently on the workings of going back to school to go to MSU Veterinary Hospital. So you'll see me soon taking care of your dogs. Outside of that, I own a few businesses. I own a cosmetics business, and I'm also an influencer, especially for those who are a plus size build, just to boost confidence, just women empowerment, just in general. I love the model that Ms. Primus said. But in addition to that, I believe that we're created to be who we are intentionally, and we should never be ashamed of who we are, because there's something in us that we have to get to others. My favorite quote is, "We are the trees that build shade for the next generation to come." So that's where I'm at, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this and seeing what's happening. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Shatan invited me, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate
No
that.
problem.
Now, did we miss anyone? Is there anyone here that did not get to introduce themselves? Somebody's coming in. Who is it? Oh, that's Jen coming in again. Okay. Thank you all very much for making us introduce yourselves. We got a little got to know each other a little bit. I want to encourage people to be comfortable. Again, remind you to mute your sound during the presentations. And we're going to actually, I'm going to share just a little bit about how we came to have this showcase, and then we'll get right into our presentations. Jen told you about the Association for Youth Empowerment and what our commitment is to young people and those who serve and support young people. And we were, beginning a pandemic last year, right? It had started, and we were having conversations about how do we continue to support work even virtually and make a difference. And there were a lot of different ways. Obviously, we were still able to, donate money or shop from certain vendors or, purchase things from certain products from certain organizations, that kind of thing. But we said, what if we could do something that kind of took advantage of this virtual environment and blended the events that we used to do in person along with like a Detroit soup kind of thing. And we talked about it and kind of, threw it around for a little while. And we ended up with this concept of an emerging leaders showcase that would be a virtual event where we would invite guests, the emerging leaders would invite guests. And on this event, we would introduce new emerging leaders and emerging work to hopefully a whole new community of people who may not have heard about them and what they were doing. And we would take it as an opportunity to raise support for them. So you will get a pitch tonight. We're going to encourage you to support folks in more than one way. And so the Emerging Leaders Showcase was born. This is our third venture into this area. And one of the things that has changed since the second one is that we actually have just recently added an intern to the mix. So Ashley Primus is here as a coordinator for the Emerging Leaders Showcase. She's an intern, a college student. She'll tell you a little bit more about herself in her presentation, but she is actually here as a coordinator of this work and will be sharing about the showcase and her work leading it now as an emerging leader for this particular piece of work. So we're very excited that we now have her with us. Hopefully that will help us to have this work be a little more stable and I don't know, maybe communicate better. We have a couple of things in place that should help us get back to people faster after the meetings and follow up and share information. So we're really excited. If anyone is moved during the presentation to make a financial commitment or contribution to the people who are presenting, we encourage that. I'm going to ask Jen if she would put the link in our chat box so you can have a link directly to making a contribution. But tonight, if you know AYE, we're not just about money. We believe it's important to contribute in that cash, finances can help with that. But we also want to encourage people to contribute their time, their talent, right along with their treasures. And we will come back to that conversation of time, talent, treasure. because this work is work that can use support all the way around in multiple ways, and you'll hear that as we move forward, okay? So because Ashley is a intern for this work and it gives you a chance to hear a little bit more about the Emerging Leader Showcase, we have asked Ashley if she would go first and present her work. So Ashley, you can take it over from here.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, hello, my name is Ashley Primus, and I'm here presenting for my role as the Emerging Leader Showcase Coordinator. The Emerging Leader Showcase is a platform. The Emerging Leader Showcase is a platform designed for upcoming leaders in the Detroit metro area that are impacting youth in a powerful, positive manner. And this showcase was originally created by the partnership of the Better Detroit Youth Movement and the Association for Youth Empowerment, especially over the last year dealing with the pandemic and people and youth not being able to showcase their leadership and get into the youth in the correct way. So this is just a platform for upcoming leaders in Detroit to just get their word out there and get their message that they're trying to just better the youth in Detroit in many different ways. Who am I? I am the Emerging Leader Showcase intern and coordinator. I'm also a student athlete. I will be an upcoming senior at Delaware State in the fall. And I'm also a college and honor student. I am big on the classroom and excelling in the classroom on and off the court. I'm not just an athlete, I'm a student. I'm also passionate. I'm very passionate in everything that I do, because if you're not 100% into everything you do, then I feel like it's worthless. I'm also very dependable and a leader. Just being in the sport of basketball and having teammates and coaches, I've learned to not only help myself, but help others, especially since I was younger and being in the city of Detroit, where sometimes even in sports on and off the court, those opportunities weren't always there. So being a leader and just helping everybody around me so that we can all be successful. I'm also a writer. Currently, I am writing a book. I'm planning to release it when I am done with grad school, just so that I can just talk about my experiences growing up in Detroit, being away from Detroit, my lifestyle, just to get my word, my message out there to people and just explain what it's like growing up in Detroit and being a female. Also, I am goal-oriented. I feel as though if you don't have goals, you don't set goals and have those goals set up, you will never get where you want to go. I will want to talk about a little bit of my role for the Emerging Leader Showcase. First off, the first part of my role is to plan, to coordinate, plan, and organize the Emerging Leader Showcase so that it can be ran smoothly, so it can be successful for the people who come and watch the showcase. Also, to schedule interviews, sessions, and meetings. First off, when starting the Emerging Leader Showcase, you have to have people to participate. So just bringing in those people, scheduling the sessions, making sure things run smoothly. Also, next is to promote the showcase and increase the social media presence. As a youth member and knowing the ins and outs of social media, just increasing the social media presence and getting the word out there, because since the Emerging Leader Showcase is only been going on for about 2-3 months. This is the second showcase, just to promote it on social media, get the word out there that this is a platform that the youth from Detroit can use their voice to, they can use their voice to get their message out there so they can help the youth and get the support that they need. Also, to bring in more emerging leaders around the Detroit metro area. There's a lot of leaders and youth out there that honestly do not have the opportunities to get where they want to go, and they do not have the leadership and the mentors to help them. Some of them might not even know that they're leaders until somebody can actually bring that out of them and help them get those experiences. So just to search and bring in more leaders to help. My goals for my position for AYE is for the growth and exposure of both the Association for Youth Empowerment and the Better Detroit Youth Movement. That is one of my main goals. Also, providing a mentorship and experience for the youth of Detroit. Just being a young girl growing up in Detroit and experiencing the hardship sometimes of not getting those opportunities, just helping others find those opportunities and get what they deserve, especially during a pandemic, post-pandemic. Things are getting better right now, but also sometimes it's been challenging to get people involved and get the word out there. So just providing mentorship and experience for the youth in Detroit any way I can. Next is to further develop this initiative. This is, like I said, this showcase has only been going on for 2 months. So just to further develop this initiative and also get the word out there, and maybe the next person in my position help them further this initiative as well, so that it can continue and going on for years to come. And that brings me to my next point of my next goal of fostering a forum for years to come. So this showcase will not only be here for, this year, next year, but just continuing it to just grow the youth in Detroit and make sure that this will always be a platform for people to come back to and join and watch and experience. Also, next is to get the youth in my area the resources that they need. There is there's a lack of resources in the community of Detroit, and sometimes there is not anybody or people in their circle that actually can provide for them and get them the resources they need. So if I can be this voice along as AYE and BDYM, I believe that the youth can get the resources that they need so they can be successful. And right now I'm talking about a little bit of how to apply for a showcase. So the first step is to go through the Emerging Leader Showcase application process. And that's when it's a quick little interview sheet that, just explaining who you are, what your organization is about, and how you want to help the youth. Next is a follow-up interview. Then after the follow-up interview, and the applicant will be assigned a mentor to help with the necessary steps for a successful showcase. After that, practice sessions and feedback will occur prior to the event. Promotion. Here are 2 flyers of the previous showcases, and I believe that the flyers are a great way to promote the Emerging Leader Showcase, especially through social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, more importantly, these flyers can be sent to friends and family in the community so that the word can be out there to support the Emerging Leader Showcase on this platform so more people can come join and experience the great movement that we are putting together. So and that's the end of my presentation. I just want to say thank you for listening to me and learning more about the Emerging Leader Showcase and my role with the Emerging Leader Showcase. Right here, you can see my contact information, my email and phone number. Also as well, if you want more information on the Association for Youth Empowerment and the Better Detroit Youth Movement, here are the websites so you can get a better look at what these organizations are about. And thank you again for listening to my presentation.
Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you. We're going to take a few minutes for questions so that people can get clarity if there's anything you want clarity on, or if you want to know more about the Emerging Leader Showcase or anything that Ashley shared, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself or raise your hand. See, Will, you raise your hand raised or were you clapping? Will?
I was actually clapping.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
And, well, I was going to add, there's one other thing. What was your experience in going through this, Ashley?
My experience of going through the Emerging Leader Showcase process.
Yeah, like what was that like for you? Like what did you discover about yourself or see, that was possible that you might not have been exposed to earlier?
One of the biggest things I can say about going through the process of getting prepared for the showcase is, first off, the support that I've had of getting ready for the showcase, but also learning more things about myself, such as the way I present and the way that I can come off, because I realize that I have a voice, and sometimes it can be hard for me to put my voice out there, but I've learned that if you use your voice and you use your platform, there's always somebody out there listening. So that's one of the most important parts that I've learned with doing this Emerging Leader Showcase and preparing for it, and also making sure that everything comes correctly and smoothly to make sure that the showcase is successful. So I've learned a lot through the process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Ashley?
This is Yvonne. I wanted to know what inspired you to write your book, and what was some difficulties, and then how did you overcome your difficulty?
One of my biggest inspirations about writing my book is, life. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in life, and sometimes it's hard to voice those things. So I just want to share my experiences with others and help others at the same time, to show my experience that I've been through and the struggles, ups and downs, so those can translate and help others. So I'm continuously writing it right now, but every day as I go on, I just think that it's important to get that out there, life experiences.
Thank you. Any other questions? Actually, I guess you covered it all and clarified it for everyone. I don't see any other questions. Anyone? Okay. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to go on to our next presentation, which is Shaitan Dockery. Shay, you ready?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Okay, go ahead. You can take.
Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Well, hi, hello again. I am Shaitan Dockery, and I go by Shay, so you'll hear me say Shay a lot. I am here to talk to you guys about our wonderful program that I have started. It's called the Vault Youth Entrepreneurship Mentorship Program, which is launching in the fall of 2021. And my little motto is, we always are birthing leaders and creating moguls. So that's what I go by. A little bit about me. I was born and raised here in the east side of Detroit. I went to Harper Woods High School. I went to numerous high schools, but I graduated from Harper Woods High School, and I went to Wayne College for a couple of years, and over 9 years of experience in this field as far as community resources and development, youth, organizing. And in 2016, I received a certificate for grant writing. I started getting into wanting to know how to start more programs and get more programs started. So I took up a course for grant writing at QT Business Solutions, where she kind of took me under her wing and she taught me different levels of creating a proposal, a business proposal. Also, I received a capacity development training certificate from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, from Department of Housing and Urban Development. I served as AmeriCorps, and AmeriCorps is really where my eyes was open to really being a voice and serving the community. I was at Youth Snapback, which some may know. I was there for 3 years, and I also worked at Wayne State Urban Safety Department for half of a year. I'm a peer leader, a youth peer leader currently in the past at Coleman A. Young Youth Program. I dedicated my life to helping and serving youth in the community. I hold a position now at Eastside Community Network, an awesome place to be working at as a youth program coordinator. And now I just create and establish programs and opportunities that's beneficial to the community and youth. Growing up homeless, I faced a lot of poverty and financial hardships and disappointment as a child. So this is what really drew me to pour into our youth and pour into our younger brothers and sisters to show them more stability and financial stability. So that is a little bit about me. I'm at Eastside Community Network. We have a teen center called The Vault. The Vault was designed to empower youth in the community, a place where they can socialize, they can learn, they can be themselves, a chillable space. Majority of a lot of them, they will come on their own and just kind of, it's like a zen, a place where they can get away from the wayward society. But also while they're there, they're learning awesome trades. They're getting connected to different community leaders. They're getting their eyes open to so many different pathways that they never knew or had the resources to go in. So this is my why. These lovely pictures of our youth. Some are currently still with us at ECN, and some are youth that I just served within the community. They are my why because I have been able to get so connected with them in their personal lives to see why and how they are and the way they are. And they also birthed this program from just being around them. And a lot of some of the girls, they are very good with their hands, with braiding, if you see my hair, like they're just good with just their hands of just creating. And I asked them one day if a program or opportunity was to come to you about starting a business, what would be your intake on it? And they were like, well, we do love money, but we don't know how to start no business. So that's not my focus. So my whole driven point was me to give them resources to show them that they are more than just creating. They're basically, they're moguls, like they're out here. So this is my why of why I'm starting the entrepreneurship program. This is our program overview. We follow a curriculum. We partner with JA, Junior Achievements, and they have wonderful curriculums that we go in modules that we will be demonstrating and also performing throughout this whole program. We're not looking at who we are bringing into the program, but we're looking at how we can change. So we're going by the way that they think. So our first module, our first steps will be changing the mindset of our youth, getting them to think like business owners, getting them to think as if they were the walking millionaire, walking billionaire, and also teaching them how to do a business plan. So rapid business planning. It will break down different levels of creating a business plan, getting more secured in the foundation of opening and getting started on their business. And then last will just be problem solving. So without all of the things that's going on, how can we come into the community and solve a problem? So this is not just entrepreneurship that, a program that they can just learn how to make money. No, we're trying to actually solve a problem within our community to help restore, bring back, cultivate. So out of this, we're trying to solve a problem with the levels or the program or the project that we come out. We're trying to solve a problem. So if it's hunger, if it's not enough healthy foods in the area, how can we create a farmer's market to bring healthy foods? If there's not enough resources for transportation, how can we, start a transportation company to help help the community? So this is where a lot of our projects will come into play. We're aiming to start this program in September. This is a 13 week program, or 13 sessions. I won't say week, 13 sessions program, and it lasts for 2 hours. So we'll be meeting with them 2 hours roughly after school, breaking down these modules. Here is our profile. A lot of our youth, majority of all of them, will be getting access to this platform, Junior Achievements platform. They will get a login, so they'll be able to access their courses. They'll be able to access their resources, if even outside of our program, if they're at home or they want to read up and things like that, they have full access to. This will also be a way that we can stay connected. So a lot of our learning and things will be placed on this database, where we'll all stay connected if we're doing things, or what new projects we'll be doing. This is also just showing you how the classes will actually ran, the JA curriculum, what it looks like. These are our step-by-steps. Our first module will be, what is a business plan? And on the side here, on the, that's my right, but I'm sorry, my left side, there's breaking down different steps. So what is the business plan? What's the objective? What do you think? What is transitioning into a business plan? Going into different steps, breaking it down so that our youth can not only take in this information, but they'll actually be performing, like this will actually be a hands-on project. Moving forward with our curriculum, just another module to show you guys how we'll be starting to kind of change their mindset. So we'll be giving them a lot of problem solving, but we'll also be giving them a lot of step-by-step projects that they will be taking on. So it really does get into the mind and the nitty-gritty of entrepreneurship. So just like the beginning stages before we get into financing and marketing and branding. So how can you help? We're looking for multiple ways of helping. We're not, just stuck on financing. We're stuck on all levels of helping. Volunteer work, coming on if you would like to come into our sessions, giving your inputs, giving your expertise, taking on a youth, mentorships as far as if you are a business owner, or if you're working in a business and you know the ins and outs, or you know someone that my youth can come into the business and actually sit and follow and walk through, or kind of like shadow. We're looking for that. Also, funds to help our youth. I know that this program, a lot of our youth, they're not working. A lot of them have financial hardships, and a lot of them are looking for different ways to get money. So we want, as one of my major keys, is just giving them incentives to be able to join the program, and also get paid to be here, to learn, to help cultivate everything that we're doing, to show their time is actually valuable. So sponsorships is a way to get involved. So we have mentorship, volunteering, sponsorships, coming in, being hands-on, taking on some of our youth as a shadow in your business or in your project, or just getting them involved in positivity and positive activities. And these are ways to get contact with me. My email is the best way to contact me, but also I have my phone number here listed, and we have our social media platforms, the Vault Teen Center, so where you can go on to ECN on all social medias, but the Vault Teen Center will have their own social media platform, and also the website. You will find us, and a lot of social medias is getting updated, so you may see some old things, but it's also we're still updating it 2021. So yes, thank you guys for listening. I hope I explained everything to the T. I tried to break everything down, get all the points as I'm remembering. And thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Shay. Are there any questions for Shay? Is that a question?
I have a question. This is Sheila Primus. Shay, you mentioned you have the Vault Teen Center. Is
Yes.
that center for a certain school? You mentioned you're going to have the JA program. So are you focused on a certain school, or how does that work in terms of the teens that are involved in your program?
So a lot of the teens in our program are from the Lower East Side community. We are very well connected with Southeastern High School, but we are not dedicated to no school. So if there's a teen within our age bracket right now, our programs are from like 14 to 25. They will be able to come. We also have transportation, so we'll be able to pick them up. It's open to everyone. I'm actually looking for more inner city youth to be involved in this program. So yes, no, it's no Pacific school.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeff, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. So Shay, I'd be interested in coming in and talking. I am a business owner, and I'd be interested in coming in and meeting with the group and sharing whatever information, answering questions. My question for you is, my thought goes to the number of business owners that I know, or people who are in business that might want to come. Wondering how would I get them in communication with you, or how could I learn more about what that format would look like in order to connect, communicate that to them and connect them up with you?
So I actually have a mass email that I can send to you that breaks everything down to the T of the program, the time, the dates, the things that we'll be doing each week. It's like a calendar base. So if it's maybe a week that they feel that they have more intake in or more knowledge in, they can just chime in and shoot me an email. I can add them to our calendars. We're also looking for people to come in and kind of like take on, a speaking to them and want it for like half of the hour on marketing, because I know like I did not mention marketing for a reason, because I believe wholeheartedly that my youth are great at marketing and branding themselves, especially with the social media, the TikToks and everything else. So I have basically my emails, any way that you can contact me would be good. I know I will be reaching out to you after the showcase as well. So you'll be looking for my email.
Great, perfect, thank you.
Are there any other questions for Shay?
I was wondering, Shay, as far as like mentoring, how can I participate in that if I was interested? Specifically looking at it from the standpoint of like an Akron, a Washington, D.C., et cetera.
So now that we have moved into this new era of virtual, I am open to allowing some of our time be given to, if you want to come in and do like a virtual session with some of our youth. It'll be like a time slot that you will fill out to speak with one of our youth. Anyone who's interested, I give them a brief like bio of who you are, because I want them to know more personally connect, because I feel like when mentorship, you get more of a personal level. So what I'm looking to do is, if mentors are interested in joining, that they will give me a bio of themselves, some of the things that they've done in life, and then I will present it to the youth and give them the option to say, I would love to have him as a mentor. And then I will be the middle person to contact you and give you a time slot of when they are available to meet with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I was just curious to know, who came up with the vault name, and is there a meaning behind that?
I don't know who came up with the vault name. That was before I got there.
I do. Yeah. I don't know who came up with the name itself, but I know they selected it because a vault is where you keep your precious jewels, right? It's where you keep what's precious to you.
I was looking for the depth in the metaphor. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you, Shay. Thank you, Ash. You guys did a great job.
I'm sorry, Angela, could I ask one more question?
Sure.
So what is the I heard you say, Shay, that you're open to youth coming from all different areas. is there a target number in your group that that would be optimal? I mean, is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 30? What are you
Oh,
able to handle?
starting off now, because it's just me, I am looking for just 25 youth to start off. And if the interest goes above that and we start getting like, youth coming in, I don't turn anyone away. I would just find more volunteers to come and help me. So my goal is 25. And as we grow, that some people will start joining the team with me, and it won't be, me running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So that's my goal.
Okay. And in regards to mentorship, and this is, if I'm understanding it correctly, it's mentorship, and then you also have entrepreneurship. I didn't know if it was specific to a career path, or so would that be delineated somewhere? So for instance, if somebody wanted to be a doctor, or somebody wanted to run a restaurant, or somebody, different, will that somehow be deciphered as well?
No. Why I say that is because mentorship and the business aspect, it goes a little far depth. I'm looking for someone to actually come into their lives and show them a different way of living. So even if you are an entrepreneur, or if you are a doctor, or if you are a lawyer, these youth already set of what they want to do and be, but they may need some, they may need someone to help build their character, help build their self-esteem, or just learn how to run a business if they actually, just kind of shadow someone who's been there. So I'm not looking for, doctors and lawyers or a specific group. I'm looking for more of like a hands-on help transition and change lives mentor.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shay and Ashley. Great job. We really appreciate it. Oh, see, another question.
Yeah, I forget the name, so please forgive me, but there's one person, a guest that's on here tonight that is, I believe, like 15. I wanted to know from them, like, what are they getting from this?
That was
They can speak to them.
That was Takesha.
Okay.
Takesha, Mr. Pointer is asking if what your reaction is to these two initiatives, these two programs that were shared.
They will be beneficial and impact a lot.
Okay. Thank you very much, Takesha, for being willing to share.
Question: would you join these programs? Like, how do you see yourself? Would you be joining these programs? It's a question for you.
I just love to join programs, so I'll just join just to join.
Okay.
You like being involved. That's good. That's good.
That's great.
I'll take a breath, see if any other questions bubble up. Okay, now somebody's gonna start talking when I start talking. That's okay though. Okay, so I really do want to acknowledge Ashley and Shatan for sharing tonight, for being leaders in the programs that they're doing. It's really inspiring for all of us, and it's great to see you young ladies out there doing this work and being a stand for young people, younger people, to be supported and empowered to do what is important to them in their lives. So thank you very much. We also want to acknowledge all of those of you who are here as guests. Thank you all for joining us. These showcases for you, really, the emerging leaders get to present, but the showcase is really so that you learn about new work or work that's going on in the community that you might not have been aware of. You might be inspired to support them in some way, or just cheer them on and tell people about their work so that they can be supported. So we really do want to acknowledge you. We appreciate you taking your time to be with us tonight and to listen to these presentations, and hopefully to, take the next step and make some kind of a commitment. The first thing I mentioned earlier was that we were going to put a link in the chat with how you could donate to the work and to the showcase. And I think it's still there. I don't know, Jen, if you have a second, if you can drop it again. We want to first ask if anybody here is, if you feel like donating cash would be something that you would be willing to do, please do that. Any cash that we raise tonight will go to these two initiatives. The cash that goes to the Emerging Leaders Showcase is literally startup money to help pay for our intern. So Ashley, in some ways, is singing for her bread, right? This will help us be able to pay Ashley while we raise other money for the showcase to continue. I want to ask Jeff if he could come on, because there also is another announcement regarding the showcase that we think is important for folks to know. Jeff?
Sure. Thank you, Angela. And so when you say cash, you mean donations. So that's can be taken via the system. Correct?
Pardon?
When you say cash, you mean just donations in general.
Okay.
I guess when I hear you say cash, I think of green and dollars. And
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I mean donations. And the link is there. You can donate using
great.
The AYE website, which has PayPal. You can mail a check. We're going to put the address up on the screen later, I think. Oh, yes. Okay. And how else can you do it? If you want to pay cash, then we'd have to schedule a time for you to meet up with somebody.
Great.
So I guess
sorry.
I shouldn't use that word, but yes, you all got me. It's yes, if you want to make a donation. But Jeff has some other information regarding donations tonight.
Yep. So one of the initiatives at Association for Youth Empowerment is Bridging 8 Mile. And Bridging 8 Mile is about connecting people from inside the city and outside the city. And one of our primary focuses is what I'll call, one of our founders used to say, we're going to get up under leaders and lift them up. And so as a part of Bridging 8 Mile, we're going to put $500 up as a matching donation for each one of these initiatives tonight. So every dollar that you donate up to $500, Bridging 8 Mile will match. So for each of those, so it'd be $1,000 total, so that we have an opportunity to assure a certain level of success for these young people. So I'm grateful to be able to do that and have the opportunity. And hopefully that moves somebody here so that if you give $1, it's actually $2. And I just want to say, you know, my son told me about Bill Gates said something and he was being credited for giving a whole lot of money. And he said, well, you know, I flew on a private jet here. Then I took a helicopter to the top of the building and then I walked down. And he said, somebody giving a couple dollars from what they make is actually much more giving and in some ways has much more impact than me giving what I do. And so what it was touching, because I heard that today, my son told me the story. And so please know that nothing is too small. And we appreciate every dollar because it does go 100% to our initiatives. We take nothing, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much, and we appreciate that Bridging 8 Mile initiative making that commitment to these young, to these emerging leaders. Funds raised tonight on this showcase will be split between the two leaders, 50-50 unless they're earmarked for one leader or the other, but our intention is they both benefit from tonight. And even though I'm encouraging you to use the, I'm sorry, Jen keeps getting knocked off. She's back. Even though I give you the link to the Association for Youth Empowerment, the address that's in the box if you want to mail a check is also Association for Youth Empowerment. Association for Youth Empowerment, we don't keep any of these funds. All of these funds plus the match go to the organizations that the leader is supporting, right? So in the case of Ashley, even though the money is coming into AYE, the money will be paid out to support this initiative so that they can continue. And for Shay, the funds will go to the Eastside Community Network, which is the parent organization for the Valtine Center. So AYE will not keep any of the funds for any of our work or our operations. Our board is a working board, 100% voluntary, and Will and his team are also volunteering for this initiative. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that. And let's see, I think we're we're getting near wrapping up. So before we get to those last few items, I want to see if there are any questions or comments that have come up for anyone. Jeff?
What I'm wanting to do is expand the conversation so that if in listening tonight, you think of somebody that has a special passion for whether it's mentorship or it's having an intern and the value of having an intern or the value of entrepreneurship. So what I'm asking is for you to look in your network and see if there are people that you know that might be looking for a place to give to, whether it's their time, talent, or treasure, and share this with them, share the link with them, share the flyer with them, or when these young ladies send out their information, share that with other people as a potential for them to express their giving. And I'd appreciate you doing so.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. Will?
Angela, do we have our next date set up so that individuals like Takisha could actually invite her friends and family and those individuals there?
We do, and I'm going to get to that. But first, I want to go a step back, if you don't mind. And I want to make sure people understand we're not just asking for money. We are asking for money to support this work. But if you have, as Jeff said, if you can provide time to support them as a volunteer or mentor or whatever, or if you have a particular talent or skill, please, provide that. And then, yes, there is another showcase coming up. Right now it's scheduled for July. And I don't want to share the date because last time we shared the date and we had to change it, but there is one coming up in July for sure. You can say that. And if you know of other young or emerging leaders, they don't have to be young people. Let me be clear, because we know a lot of people, work all their lives on a particular job and then they retire and they start to lead in a field that's in the opposite direction. So they could be an emerging leader as well. And we want to encourage those folks to also apply, as long as they're, leading in a way that supports youth and young people. We want them to apply. So if you are interested in receiving the interest form for emerging leaders, so you can share it with someone, if you drop your email in the chat, we can email you that form so you can share it with someone else. And if you are interested yourself in, being a part of just inviting people to this event or getting engaged in other ways, you can also, drop your information in the chat and we'll definitely communicate with you. We had you register for this event, so we actually have already captured your email addresses, and you will get an email, after this event that will give you the contact information that Shay and Ashley shared, so you can reach out to them directly to work with them on their initiatives in the ways that make sense for you. We also we usually have a couple minutes where we ask for your input. This showcase, this is our third one, but it's still early in the process and we tweak it every time, not a lot, but we do tweak it where we see it can get better or, can be done in a different way. So we welcome and encourage you all to share any input you have. So I'm going to give us a couple minutes now. If anybody has any thoughts, anything that we could have done that would have made this a better experience for you, or that you think would make it a better event, please share that with us. We want this event to be the best that it can be. Anybody have any thoughts they'd like to share or ideas?
I actually have some input.
Sure.
I think this showcase was really good. First of all, I was invited by Shay, so this is my first time ever hearing about something in this manner. I would have a question because there is a link that you have to register with. Is this to be more private, or do you want more exposure? That before I.
But the registration is just so we make sure we capture everyone's email. That's why we have people register, so we can, because we have emails. We'll send our email out tonight, and in about a week, we'll email you again just to remind you of who you met and how you can connect with them. So that's why we do the registration. It's not to be private or exclusive. It's really just to capture information.
So with that, that's awesome. So I am actually a part of my ministry, my church ministry's media team in a way. But every time we do something via Zoom, we always do it on Facebook Live to get more attention. I think this is an awesome opportunity. And like I said, I didn't know about it until now. But even in these conversations, even if we don't get, well, not I say we, even if you guys don't get the registration at that moment, just being able to expose it on platforms, especially in this time of COVID where everything social media and just virtual is just popping now. in my millennial term. Uh, it would be more exposure to what this is, because people don't know that these things are out there, and there are a lot of people who are doing things with youth that don't know how to get their word out. So even if they are not registered, just being able to expose it and be able to just click share and be able to expose it to that audience that you follow. You know, I have about 2,000 followers almost. So being able to just share that, hey, this is the link, or this is on my Facebook Live, click it, watch it. You know, people, it will draw them in.
Okay, great. Thank you for that suggestion. That's a great suggestion. We do get we are recording, and we will have the video from this event. So we could probably post that on our Facebook, and I don't know, Better Detroit Youth Movement, you all have Facebook, maybe you can post it on yours as well. But in the future, we can look at doing a Facebook Live at the same time as this event. Thank you for that. It's a great idea, Aisha. Any other thoughts?
Hi, this is Sheila Primus. Another thought, I don't know if you're familiar with the magazine called Black, BLAC. I know they have a section in the back where people can advertise, and they also do articles on different businesses. I don't know how that process worked to be interviewed, but that's another good resource that goes out to a lot of people.
Great, that's a great idea. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Any other thoughts before we move on?
Angela, no, go ahead.
I was saying Peggy had a question about the follow-up from the other showcases.
What's your question, Peggy?
Well, I think this is the third one I've been to, and they've been excellent. And I really appreciate the opportunity to hear these voices, these encouraging, wonderful voices. And I just wonder if there's ongoing ways we can support the emerging leaders from the past, plus the current leaders that are presenting today. So we keep it moving forward as far as not just one-off, but ongoing continued support. So anyway, just something I was thinking about.
Yeah, thank you, Peggy. That's a great question. I know, and we haven't done anything beyond, like emailing people again afterwards, but we do ask that all the emerging leaders agree to a 90-day sort of interview, right? So we can learn what they're doing and give us some feedback on what's going on with their initiatives after 90 days. So we probably could create some kind of a way to share that back with those who have been on in the past. So you can, get that feedback. So absolutely, we can do that. It's a great idea. Okay, anything else? These are great ideas. I appreciate you all being willing to share. Well, did you have something else?
Is there something in the chat? I think I see another comment in the chat below Peggy's.
She just asked that.
Well, and I think that part of your going forward, as you do these emerging leadership things, who presented, when they presented, what the ask was, and then how they're doing ongoingly, and then just adding to that, like I think Kamal's saying a rolling document would be helpful. So it would keep people updated on, on how to continue to support these emerging leaders versus just a one-off presentation and donation or whatever. So I think that's really important too. And I think it's also important to pull more people in to say this is ongoing, and we need continued support for Detroit emerging leaders. So here's ways that people have participated and how you can choose to participate in the future, and what they're doing and how they're using this support. So
okay, Peggy, I heard something different there this time. You said a living document. Is that what you said?
Well, in the comment, it said rolling document, but to me, it's a rolling document and living document are about the same thing, because it's ongoingly updated. And maybe this is for Ashley to create, who has presented in the previous emerging leaders presentations? What have they asked for? You know, how do they want participation or support? And what does he ask now? So people can continue to, like, I know Jay Green was one of the guys that presented, and others, and I'd just like to know how they're doing, and if there's anything else I can do to support those guys that have presented and support the people that presented tonight. So,
Okay.
So anyway, thank you.
No, that's great. I would love any input, Camille or Peggy or whoever, on like when you say rolling document or living document, like what kind of we're talking about. Are we talking about like a Google document that can be updated and shared, or do you have other thoughts about how to do that? Any other ideas on that?
A Google document could be one way, because each time.
Camille, it's hard to hear you.
Oh, sorry. Let me try. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I had my headphones in. I said a Google document or a Google spreadsheet would be a good way, because that automatically updates each time someone checks it and you put new information. They don't have to do anything different to see it. So I think kind of like what Peggy was saying about a live document rather than a PDF or something that you'd have to manually go back and edit would be helpful. And you could just share that out each time new participants join a showcase, so they can see the current and previous people who have participated or who have been emerging leaders.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you for that. That could be fantastic as a way for people to really stay connected, you know, and know what's going on. Okay, thank you. Any other thoughts? And I apologize because I'm on a different computer, and for whatever reason, this screen is showing, or maybe Zoom updated, but the screen is showing differently, and I'm having a hard time manipulating the chat. So I apologize. I didn't see you.
You're fine.
Any other sharing and thoughts? We got about 8 minutes to go, so let me move towards our wrap up.
I guess I'd ask a question for the two presenters tonight. If they had their wish list and there were one or two things in the top of their wish list, what would they request from this group tonight for this presentation? What do they most want or most need or would most appreciate?
So Shay and Ashley, that's for you guys. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Well, the top thing on my list is making that mentorship connection, people to be involved and kind of help bring this program more broader. My second will be, of course, the funding to give the kids the incentives, because that's majority of where what I'm raising for, is so that they will be able to have incentives and some funds and things for themselves. So those are my two.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ashley, you have anything you want?
My two biggest are mentorship and support for the Emerging Leaders Showcase, and also more help with the social media presence, just helping bringing more people in to be a part of the showcase, because that's the biggest part of the showcase, is to bring youth in, youth leaders. So just help with bringing youth leaders in.
Yes, thank you. All right, thanks for that question, Peggy. Okay, as we wrap up, as I said, you all will receive a couple of emails from us following up to this one, sort of right away tonight or tomorrow, and then another one in about a week. Because we are using the standard AYE donate button, we will be collecting for this showcase for the next 2 weeks. So any donations that come in through that button, if they're not specifically earmarked in the next 2 weeks, so between now and the 22nd of June, will go to this showcase. And then after that point, the funds will be split and distributed to the organizations that these two presenters represent. And let's see, we want to encourage you, don't forget to engage with these young emerging leaders. You will get their email addresses. They posted it, but you'll get that in your email later on. So you'll have have it again. We'll remind you who they were, what they presented, and you'll be able to, email them right away yourself and connect. We're looking, for you to connect with them. They are asking for support in all kinds of ways. And there are people on here with all kinds of skill sets. We want to encourage you, as Ashley said, to invite other young leaders to, express interest in this program so that they can be seen, because they have to have an interview before they can get on the showcase. So the faster we get their interest formed, the faster we can get them scheduled and keep the process moving. Yvonne, it sounds like you work with young people who may be interested in this. So please share that with them, and we can share the interest. We can just share the interest form, I guess, with everybody who registered tonight. So you'll all have it. And when you meet somebody or you hear something and you say, oh, I need to send this to them, please do, because we want to have a steady supply of young people to be able to, of emerging leaders to be able to bring onto the showcase. So we are about to wrap up. So I'm going to ask, are there any parting comments before we close for this evening? Better Detroit Youth Movement, any parting comments?
Yeah, I wanted to ask one more question. And I'm not sure who is from Akron, so I apologize for that also. But what are you taking with you that will benefit Akron as well? Like, so I know like what I can do to actually support that potentially.
I think she has signed off. That's my sister Myra, and she is signed off.
Okay, got it.
But I think she would definitely, if you pass on the information, even outside of this session, she would definitely be willing to provide feedback in the conversation.
Okay, I was gonna say Ashley and Charles definitely have my information, so it's good.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other parting comments? There are no other parting comments. We want to thank you all for being here. We're going to end pretty much right on time. We'll give you a couple minutes back. Thank you all so much. It's been a great evening. And it's been great being involved with you guys. Congratulations and good luck to you both, Shay and Ashley. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You too, guys.